Okay, so welcome to another video of Behind the Tool. This is where I give you tutorials for specific softwares, and today we are talking about membership sites, specifically learning platforms, but I love using the term membership site, so we're going to do a deep dive on AccessAlly. So AccessAlly is a WordPress plugin that's able to connect to Infusionsoft Keep, ActiveCampaign, Entreport, Drip, ConvertKit. So if your clients have any of these CRMs, AccessAlly can really be a great solution for them. It's my personal favorite. But what I also like about AccessAlly is that it's a learning platform that comes with a lot of features right out the box. Excuse me, that makes it life a lot easier as a tech VA. So I actually set up a membership site on my own using Access Ally, and it was pretty easy and straightforward. So now, when I say my own, right, like I'm in the stage, even though I know how to do it in my business, I have a team to support me, right? So I can focus on the growth and the strategy, but I still know how to get in and do it. And in a situation like this, I was like, you know what, I just want to do it myself, and I went ahead and built it, and it was pretty straightforward. So what we're going to do is we're going to dive into the 5 elements that you need to build a membership site with Access Ally. Before we actually do that, as a recap, here are the elements that you actually need. You're going to need a domain. You're going to need a learning platform tool software, right? And this one, we're talking about Access Ally. You have to set up the default pages. Okay. You need to know the content that you're going to have. Um, like what's the format of the content and of the course content, and test. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and all right, so now we are looking at the back end. Actually, let me go ahead and log out because this is actually pretty important. So I know I mentioned, right, the domains is the first part, right, which is for mine, for this one is members.roxanne. It's something that I've had a while ago. I was building a membership site, and I no longer have this at the moment, but I probably will revitalize this in the future. But right, the first part that I mentioned is you have to have a domain. And my domain is members.roxannotes.com because I personally recommend to have it separate, like a subdomain, because if I would have used Roxanne Oates, it can definitely like clog up the traffic on that, right? If I have a lot of stuff like I'm blogging, it just makes it very heavy and makes it move really slow. So when you use a subdomain like members, whatever you want, programs, whatever you want, dot your main domain, it just keeps it separate. So that's what I definitely do. Then the next tool, the next step that I mentioned is the learning platform tool. So we're talking about Access Ally, right? So what makes this different too? Also, when you're using other like WordPress plugins, you need a separate hosting. So that's what happens with the WordPress, right? Like if I'm going to use members.roxannotes, I need to have somewhere to host it. And this is a separate WordPress hosting than it is from roxanneoates.com. Okay, that's completely different. But if you use like Thinkific or Kajabi or Teachable, right? Like you won't have to worry about the hosting from here, but you will have to see about the custom domain and how to use that. Okay, so that's separate. We're not talking about that today. We're talking about Access Ally. You have to have separate hosting so you can have separate WordPress for your membership site. All right, so I'm actually just gonna go in like this just so we can go ahead and see it, because especially the default pages. So this is one of the mentions of the things that I talked about, right? Like this is step number 3 is you need to set up the default pages. So this is mine. It's very, very simple. But what I love about here is if I need to lose the password, like this automatically comes with it. And then you can send people a snappy login link instead. So they can click on it. So it's going to send them an email. They can click on the email and log in. Like it's better. I love that that comes right out the box. So make sure you set up your login page. And I'm going to show you that on the back end. Okay. This is also the dashboard, right? Remember I was talking about that? Like, hey, what are people going to see as soon as they come here? So this is just how I have it. Like I said, it was very simple, but it's When they come in, since this I'm an admin, I have access to everything. It's in color. If somebody doesn't have access to it, it will be great, like black and white, so that they know they don't have access to it. And when they click on it, it's going to show them the other part. Okay, so this is the dashboard that people are able to see. Okay, so let's go now. We're gonna go. This is how people will see it as they log in. Now we're gonna go on the back end, the part that people do not see. So I'm gonna go to AccessAlly, and we're gonna get that started. And I'm gonna go to get started because again, it's wonderful. It's really good. So you see here, these are, you see how it says key pages? They tell you like edit this and make sure this looks right. Right? So I'm gonna go to the login page, I'm gonna hit edit and it's going to open it, and then guess what? You're gonna be able to edit it and switch it to how you want it to look like. Okay, so I have this edited with Elementor again in my other video as well. So, okay, right, I can customize this how I want it to look like. Okay, so that's that. So you come here and this is already here. So you got to just connect this stuff. How do I want my dashboard to look like? This one that I didn't even think about, please log in first before accessing the site. Insufficient permissions, you're not able to see that. Any orders page, any accounts profile page, you get to set that up right here. It's just wonderful. I really love it. And then I would, from then, just another note, go to AccessAlly and then settings and just kind of like your CRM, right? Mine's is Keep. They have the key pages here, any displays, Zapiers, right? Just cool stuff. Payment settings, styling, right? Tags, opt-in. There's a lot of these, and it's not hard to go through this. It's definitely not. All right. Uh, sorry, I'm getting a message about a tech issue. So I'm gonna stay focused. Okay, so that's this, and then the course content in itself, right? So it's like, well, how do I actually set this up if it comes to like a course that I want to share with people? So we're gonna go to the dashboard just so you can see how I have my courses set up. Okay, so I went to offerings, right? And you can hit create, but this is also the dashboard layout, so I can do it from right here, which is even cooler. But I'm just going to we'll do this one. This is a lead magnet that I used to have, how to find your perfect clients using Facebook ads. So I'm going to open that, right? And it shows, hey, do you have any public pages? And you can always add or save, do whatever. Additional offerings if you want to add it as a bundle. I just have it as a base module, right? Which is just this right here. Let me show you the main page, right? So this is why I said you need to know about the contents that you're going to get. Are you going to have videos, images, text? How is that going to look like, right? So like how to find your perfect, this was the text that I was talking about. This is a video. I actually did an update because the last time that I did this, it was different. My material was old at that time. So I did an update here and I just put it on a page. Is very, very simple. As you can see here too, I have like my menu. This is the base menu that everybody will see. This one for me was a special menu that I had for my membership site where I had Get Leads Lab, what to do based off of what stage of business you're in. I built the library there. I had a tech vault. I had live Q&A and other miscellaneous stuff. So this is a separate menu that I have, but only if you are in Get Leads Lab, the program, will you be able to see it. You will not be able to see it if you don't have it, which is cool, right? AccessAlly just makes it easy to separate the two, and it looks pretty good too. Okay, so just as a recap, we talked about the domain, we talked about the learning platform, which is AccessAlly. We have the default pages, but the key pages are very important. Make sure we know that we have that set up. Make sure you are familiar and you know about the course content, whether it's videos or images, some ideas for text that you can have, and then definitely test, right? Because it's very important for me to make sure that as I'm going through this, I know exactly what I'm looking at, and I'm not confused about it at all. It's just really, really clear, right, as to what I need to do for that. So anyway, I hope you like this content. And if you want to see more videos like this, be sure to like and subscribe this channel so you can be notified when new content is released. And I also write more about being a technical virtual assistant on my blog at marketingtechmama.com/blog. Until next time.